Hey guys, so first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes with Urban Decay's Primer Potion. And now that that's all finished, I'm going to take my Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar Palette and with a Sigma E30 brush, which is basically just a pencil brush, I'm going to take the shade Nougat and put it in my crease. So with that same pencil brush, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the color Truffled and put that in my outer crease and sort of blend it inwards into the Nougat shade. I didn't realize this till I watched the video, but there's like primer potion stuck to my eyelash and it's just bothering me so much. So now with a new brush, it's the Sigma E55, which is just a shader brush. I'm going to pick up the shade Rum Raisin and basically apply that all over my lid, but I leave the inner corners blank. And then with that same pencil brush, I'm going to just take coconut cream and apply that to my inner corner. Lastly, I'm going to take the shade Licorice on that same pencil brush once again and apply it to my outer corner. Finally, with a Sigma E40, which is just a tapered blending brush, I'm just going to smoke all that out. Just blend, 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 blend. For eyeliner, I'm going to take MAC's Gel Liner in Blacktrack, and I'm just going to take a small angled brush and apply it on my eyelash line. I do like an intense cat eye, so I extend my liner past my inner corner. You don't have to do this step, it's just once again personally what I like. I actually did mess up on the eye, but I go back in and fix it. For brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Granite. And I like to start filling my brows at the bottom and then working my way up towards the arch just so I can carve it out a lot easier. And with the other end of that brow wiz, I'm just going to brush all the product throughout my brows. One step I'm doing that I don't usually do, but I've kind of been doing recently, is I'm just taking some concealer and applying it on the top and bottom of my brow just to kind of make it very defined. And then I go ahead and kind of blend that out a little bit with a damp beauty blender. For a foundation, I'm just taking the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Honey. And with one full pump, I'm just going to apply it in small areas around my face and then go over it with my Sigma F80, which is the flat top kabuki. And I'm just going to go ahead and stipple that all over my face. So I have a lot of redness around my mouth, so I'm just making sure that I really get some product in that area and blend it out so I don't look so clown mouthy. So for concealer, I'm taking my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Biscuit. And I'm sorry I keep showing the product to the camera. I recorded this with my iMac, and for some reason I thought that, you know, after I recorded the video, you know, things would flip back because when you record, it's kind of mirrored. Yet it didn't, so I keep showing every product to the camera and it shows up backwards and it looks real stupid, so my bad. But yeah, so I'm just taking that concealer and applying it under my eyes and around my nose. And I don't know if you can tell, I don't know why you would miss it, but I have a giant pimple in the middle of my head. So I'm just taking some LA Girl concealer and kind of as a spot treatment, just dabbing it on my blemish. And then, of course, as always, we're taking a damp beauty blender and going ahead and blending that all in. I am taking the Smashbox Cosmetics Contour Kit or Contour Palette, but I am taking the lightest shade and just using that to set my under eye area. So I am taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, and I'm going to be taking the darkest color and adding a couple drops of Tarte Maracuju Oil. It's just any basic beauty oil will do. I got this tip off Jaclyn Hill because the product is not as creamy as I would have preferred it to be. So if you add a couple drops of beauty oil, it makes it much more creamier and better to work with and easier to blend, I think. And I am taking my favorite contouring brush, which I got from Sephora. It's called the Multitasker Contour number 55. So yeah, I'm just using that brush and picking up the product. And I kind of make like a fishy face, like suck in your face a little bit, and you'll see kind of where, I don't know, it's not like your jawline, but that little area right there, you'll see it. And you could just apply that product right down that line. And finally, to add a little bit of highlight to this contour, I'm going to be taking MAC's Prep and Prime highlighter in the shade Bright Forecast, and just applying that to the areas that I want to highlight. And then, of course, we're going over everything with a damp beauty blender. And then we'll just blend that for 8 centuries. So I do want to go ahead and disclaim once again that I am not a makeup artist. This isn't a tutorial, so to speak. It is labeled as a tutorial, but I'm not tutoring you on anything because I don't know how to do anything. I'm just a simple girl on YouTube who watches YouTube videos who was like, oh yeah, I want to do that to my face. So I'm just taking the eye kohl. It is a Prolongwear color, and it is in the shade Black Ice. And I'm just going to go along my waterline with that. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and fix that under eye area, and then I'm going to be taking my Nars bronzer in the shade Casino, and with a blush brush just lightly dusting that all over my face. Finding the right shade of bronzer was actually pretty hard for me. I was on Sephora.com all the time. Like, I'm always adding stuff to my wish list and my shopping bag, and then I laugh at the price and close it. And yeah, so I was eyeing up some Too Faced bronzers, but when I went into Sephora to swatch them, they were all basically in my skin complexion, which is pretty rude because there's not like a wide variety of colors for darker skinned women. So I was really happy when I found Nars Casino. It works perfectly. So I would definitely recommend it if you are my complexion, maybe a little darker, maybe a little lighter. And with that same blush brush, I'm going to be taking a sample size of Nars's blush in the shade Orgasm and just applying that to the apples of my cheeks. So I will be using falsies today. I'm using Eylure in number 202. So I thought this was funny when it was happening, and I was like, haha, when I edit it, that's going to be hilarious. But my husband put my son in the swing behind me when I was putting glue on my lashes. So yeah, he's just appearing right there. He's a magician. Now I do have a little mini lash applicator thing, but I end up using tweezers because I just find tweezers are more precise and I'm just more comfortable with it. You can apply lashes whichever way works best for you. Now I'm just going to go ahead and coat my lower lashes with just some regular black mascara from Buxom. And I really don't know why I'm making that weird face like, when I'm putting mascara on, so yikes. As far as lips go, I am lining them with Cork by MAC, and then I'm going to go over it with a Nars Velvet Matte Lip Pencil or a lip crayon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the color either, but it was a free birthday gift with purchase at Sephora, and it was my first time trying it out, and I really, really like them. They're very moisturizing. They glide on like a lip gloss. It's perfect. And then, on top of that, I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Pure Hollywood. And I'm kind of just, with a brush, just like a random brush, just kind of blending that all into my lip. For my highlight, I am using Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics. It is my favorite highlighter. I think it's one of the top highlighters out right now. Actually, I think it's on Sephora's like top whatever list, so definitely a good product. Definitely recommend it. And yes, I'm just using that, and I'm putting it above my brows, underneath my brows, on my cheekbones, and a little bit down my nose. And I'm just using a cheap blending brush I think I got from NYX or e.l.f. I will link that below. Lastly, I'm just taking NYX's Dewy Finish Spray and just lightly misting my face. I usually like a more matte finish, but yeah, and I just wanted to switch it up today, so yeah. And if you made it this far, congratulations. So thanks for watching, and hit subscribe.